What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome back to another video. Just had some really good breakfast at Paris Baguette. Now, I just went to Tous Les Jours a few weeks ago, right? And now, having been to Paris Baguette, these two Korean bakeries in LA, I would say for now, I would put Paris Baguette a little bit higher on the list than Tous Les Jours, just because their pastries are a little bit more comprehensive, I would say. Like, there's more things that I like at Paris Baguette compared to Tous Les Jours. But then again, if you think about it, Tous Les Jours has ube latte, which Paris Baguette doesn't have. So honestly, I would say it just comes down to which one you prefer more when you go to a coffee shop, whether it's the pastries or the drinks. They're good either way. It's just for me right now, Paris Baguette has a slightly upper hand compared to Tous Les Jours. Anyways, how's everybody's day going today? I hope everybody's having a lovely day so far. For me, it's been quite a crazy week, to say the least, this past week in LA. I'm not sure if you guys have seen over the news about what happened in Orange County recently. Basically, long story short, if you haven't heard what happened, there was this company in Garden Grove. They have these three tanks, right? Inside the tanks, it was this really toxic material. They found out a week ago that there was this crack on one of the tanks and it was slowly releasing pressure. When they found out about it, they said only two things could happen. Either the tank fails, which means everything inside spills out into the nearby parking lot, which isn't good. And then the second option was it was gonna explode, which wouldn't be good for any of us in Orange County because Garden Grove is actually almost in the middle of Orange County. When it first happened, I honestly didn't even know about it until 2 days afterwards when I overheard one of my coworkers that I'm really close with. She was talking about how she and her family had to evacuate from her house because of the chemical leak. Now, when I heard her say that, I got really concerned because she lives in the same city as me. So if she had to evacuate, chances are I might have to evacuate too, right? I searched up what happened. I learned about the chemical leak. They basically set up this evacuation zone where if you were a certain distance away from where the incident happened, then you would have to move out of your house for the time being until they resolve the issue. I zoom in to the house that I'm living in right now. It was literally like 2 blocks away from the edge of the evacuation zone. So, had the evacuation zone been 2 blocks larger, I would have had to move out too. Isn't that crazy? To think that this just all of a sudden happened and everybody living in the area are just told to move out without any preparation, it's kind of a hard thing for me to process. As if that wasn't crazy enough, I don't know if this happened days before the chemical leak or after the chemical leak. There was this pipeline near downtown LA. It basically spilled a bunch of oil into the LA River. And then a few days after the chemical leak, there was an industrial fire in Southgate, which is just south of downtown LA. All of these things keep happening one after the other, just a few days away from each other. I was just like, what is going on? You know who I feel the most bad for in all of these things happening? The animals. At least for us human beings, we are told when something happens that, we need to get out of a certain area to prevent from being harmed. The animals don't even know about it until it's literally in their environment, right? Imagine the fish in the LA River or the birds that are just flying around in Garden Grove. They wouldn't know that something has happened until they probably get sick from being in that environment, being harmed by the things that are just floating in the air. That breaks my heart, honestly, you know. To think that all of these things could have been prevented too, so that, neither the humans or the animals are harmed. I don't know, man. You would think that somebody that grew up in LA, that I would be used to these things by now, considering all the wildfires that happens regularly from time to time. But when things happen like this, where it's just days within each other happening, I think it's hard for anybody to get used to it. The way they finally, eliminated the risk of explosion is they just kept spraying water on the tank to try to reduce the temperature because the only way that it explodes is if it reaches a certain temperature. So they just kept spraying water for days and days, and now they've made the evacuation zone much smaller. So it's only the people in the immediate area still having to stay out of that area, Whereas, the people that are farther out in the outer parts of where the incident happened, they can now move back into their house. Just pure chaos in this past week. I know. Hopefully where you guys are living right now, that nothing crazy like that is happening in your area and that, you're just safe wherever you are. If you were in the area, hopefully everything has become better now where, you can move back into your house safely and that there's no smell in the air. Anyways, for now I have some free time, so I'm just gonna do a drawing in my journal. I have this really cool idea that I want to do today. And then after that, I'm gonna go to a park later in the day.はい、絵描いた。最終経過は全然思ったより違いますけど、まあ、いけるかなと思って、そして明らかにしますか。3、2、1。じゃじゃーん。紫花帽子かぶってるうさぎさん。かわいくない？ほら。この冊子のコピペしようとしてたんですけど、似てるんではないよね。俺の絵がやばいぞ。両方比べると、描く能力の落差がはっきり見えます。As you can see, I am not the best at drawing animals or people. I'm always like questioning myself whenever I have to draw them. As you can see, this picture, it looks more realistic, right? As opposed to my drawing, it looks like a second grader drew it. When it comes to nature though, I can draw it for the most part. Like this was the drawing that I drew yesterday. This one, yeah, for now it'll do. Whenever there's a season where it has special flowers outside, I always try to incorporate it into my journal. So for example, a few months ago, let me show you all my other journal. A few months ago, there were red leaves on the floor, right? So I did this drawing. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there we go. This was the drawing that I did. I basically used this leaf to make it look like a kite that this kid is holding. Surprisingly, the color of the leaves is holding up well. So now that there's jacaranda trees growing outside and there's these purple flowers, I also try to incorporate them as well as a hat that this rabbit is wearing. It's cute, but then at the same time, it's also a little bit creepy. The way that I drew the eyes, I feel like I could have drawn that better. I try not to compare my drawing to drawings that I see online. I just kind of find it funny to see the drop off between the picture online and my drawing. I just try to get a little bit more creative sometimes when it comes to drawing. Switch it up a little bit. Right now it is 11:15 a.m. I think I'm gonna, clean this station up and then I'm gonna get ready and head to the park now. Oh my goodness. My heart, my body feels like it's healing right now, looking at this view in front of me. Had it been a sunny day today, this would have been the spot right here. Even on a cloudy day like this, it's still like super nice. I love how nature just moves at a pace on its own. It's never rushed to go anywhere. It's not gonna speed up or slow down. It just finds a speed that it's comfortable at, and it just moves like that for a while. That's what I noticed about nature recently, that there seems to be a certain rhythm to nature, how the wind seems to orchestrate the way the water moves, or how the trees move in unison. Almost like an orchestra, but you can see it all over nature. If you look at the world that way, it's actually so beautiful. Everything seems to move at once in one direction and then the other direction. Just as I'm vlogging here, all these Canadian geese decided to show up. Maybe they want to show off. Go ahead, y'all. I'm just kind of disappointed that today wasn't sunny. It's been like this for like the entire month. And we're so close to summer. I'm wondering like, when is it gonna be like a day where starting from the morning, it can be completely sunny throughout the day. I'll just let y'all imagine what this place will look like on a sunny day. I can already imagine it right now. The trails go all the way around the lap. I think I'm just gonna walk that, and then once I get back to the parking lot, I'll head back home.